Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2 of our All Hecata Chronicle Berlin Bloodlines. This is Episode 4, Shadow of Burden. So let's meet our burdensome, that's a hard word to say, vampires, starting with Avery.
Hello, hi everybody, it's me, Avery, at Averydaboi on all of the social media platforms. I style myself as something of an internet personality. That's not important, because you're here to see Windsor and Edgar hair. Edgar, wait.
Thank you. You're very important, Avery. You're very brave, Ken.
Hi everybody, I'm as I was on the social media because I think I'm funny, and today I will be playing the delicious, delightful, devious Diablerist, Adelaide Nagaraja, the devil's favorite daughter.
Luna.
Hello, I'm Luna, or druidbynight. You can find me at druidbynight on most social media platforms. And this time zone, I will be playing the best cult leader, probably, maybe, Imogen Lamia.
Thank you. Rachel.
Hi everybody, I'm the AzureButterfly, Azure for short, or simply Rachel, variety streamer on Twitch, member of the Rolling Nomads. And this time zone, I am playing Maria Russellini, the Mistress of Ghosts and Pope of the Hecata.
That's correct. And last but not least, our mustachioed vampire. Well, I guess we have two mustachioed. Our second mustachioed vampire, Ramos.
It's okay, you can say my mustache better. Hello, everyone.
Well, yeah, kind of. Yours is more iconic than Avery's, kind of.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gilbert Ramos, aka RamostheNomad. On all the social medias, I'm CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads. And today I have the pleasure of playing once more Dr. Tullio Giovanni.
Wonderful. And I don't think I've done this yet. We're in episode 4, and I've forgotten. I'm Huddy. I'm your storyteller. There you go. I said it. Don't expect me to say it again this season. As always, this is a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves, as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings will be down in the description below. So if you all are ready, lass uns anfangen, and let us return to Berlin. Several nights after Imogen and Adelaide have returned from their excursion vacation? I'm not sure. In the Shadowlands. And we are going to begin our scene tonight with you, Edgar. Well, last we left you off, Edgar, you are attempting to reestablish yourself as the business center of Berlin, let's call it. And you've made quite a few lucrative deals, bought up a few properties, except for one property that has eluded you, the Kit Kat Club. It's continued to elude you over these few nights, and for some reason, your assistant, Ella Eschweiler, has not returned in the past few nights. But in addition to those things, you have also started a, do we want to even call it a relationship with Louisa? You've started having sex with Louisa. Do we even want to call it that? That seems too tame as well. And right now you are inside your penthouse apartment in Charlottenburg, and you are engaging in exactly that with Louisa. You told her to stay away for 6 nights, and although she texted you nonstop and irritated you nonstop, she did arrive at your place 6 nights later. And if there was a crude doodle in the dictionary to describe what hate fucking is, it's exactly what would be there, an image of the two of you. And as this act comes to its natural conclusion, or unnatural conclusion, as the case may be, sort of roll away from Louisa, and you hear that her face in the pillow, she's laughing to herself, and she has this sort of strangeness to her voice, and you know what it is. The sun is coming up rapidly. You, of course, get an extra hour to stay awake for the sunrise and the sunset, but it's taking Louisa, and she almost sounds drunk as she's laughing into the pillow and sort of rolls over and laughs up into the ceiling, and she says, I knew that this would be how it would be. Edgar, you, that mortal, she would die, but you and I have eternity together.
What the fuck are you on about?
She could never love you like I do.
Oh, Louisa, you think I fucking love you?
I know you do.
Oh, sweetheart. That's cute. Would you, hold on, I'm gonna need, I haven't bought a set of dice in centuries. We are playing pretend, right?
She doesn't stir. She doesn't answer you. she turns into a corpse in your bed, as you will, in about an hour.
Christ. She's a fucking bed for maggots.
Edgar, one thing you did want to do, after you check your phone, there's nothing from Frau Eschweiler. You do have one thing on your phone, though. You have an email from Walker, and you also made a note to yourself that you wanted to look over Ilse's journal, as you are meeting Ilse tomorrow night.
Edgar has a certain fondness for the feeling of a book in his hands, but currently the situation with the werewolves is maybe not pressing time-wise, but it's certainly on Edgar's mind a bit more than anything else. So we'll check our email.
And the email from Walker is very curt, and you can tell that it's sent from a private server somewhere. You know he has this deep paranoia, justifiably so, of the technocrats. And of course, you also know his name is Yusuf. He did introduce his actual name to you. But he still signs it Walker. And all it says is that, heads up, family come into town. And at the bottom are 2 attachments, birth certificates. One of them is for someone named Ian Duncern. And another one is someone named Leary Duncern. They seem to have been twins.
Well, it's too late to call Marine, see if she knows anything. It's too late to really bother anyone.
Maureen is on the birth certificate. She is their mother. They were both born in 1972 in London.
I have one brother I wasn't expecting. What's adding a brother and a sister to the mix as well?
Do you respond to Walker at all?
I guess after a moment of consideration, the girl will just type out everything good on your end.
His response is rather swift. Never. Up past your bedtime, no? Question mark.
Just respond. I am a creature of many interesting facts.
An ellipses, followed by, I'll try and get info on the rest of the family coming.
And Edgar will just kind of contemplate this for a moment, because this is not their usual relationship, I feel. And just say, cheers, mate. If you need any upgrades, drop a pin where I can drop them off.
Doesn't respond to that. As you remember, these werewolves aren't super keen on taking monetary help from you. They find it personally offensive. But he does drop a strange photograph. And it's a photograph of something I don't think Edgar would know. I don't think anyone in Europe would know what this is. But it's a picture of a factory, an old factory broken down. And it says, some of the letters that are still there but faded, Charleston Chew, Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay. ... What is that? A fucking dance club? The Charleston ?
Walker responds, This is where they're coming from. Boston.
I think before Edgar moves away from the computer, let's just say, fucking colonials.
In the amount of time that you have, you look over Ilse's diary. You've translated most of it thanks to books that you received from Maria. And in it is, of course, the story of Ilse's embrace. She started writing this diary fairly early into her embrace. She talked about how she was accosted as a young girl by these by one of the Crusades. She doesn't list which one because at the time it wouldn't have been quantified in such a way. That's for historians coming later. But some crusade where some men in armor and wearing emblems of God came and murdered her family and attempted to accost her, and she ended up ripping people's throats out with her bare teeth and literally fighting for survival as a young girl. And amongst these crusaders was a harbinger of skulls who embraced her. And her brother Nicola as well, her older brother. She talks about exploits. She talks about fighting lupines in fjords. She has many exploits of being such a great and glorious warrior, let's call it. But towards the end of the diary, and she seemed to stop keeping the diary after this, she talks about an important dinner that she was invited to. A dinner with members of Clan Cappadocian that you would recognize, that any member of Clan Hecata who's done any of their homework about their own family history would recognize. Famous names, including Cappadocius himself, but Augustus Giovanni, Japheth, Constancia, Roger de Camden, Unra, the keeper of Golgotha, and of course Lamia as well. And in it, she talks about a conversation that she eavesdropped on between Japheth and his child Constancia, where they were discussing something called the Shadow Bane.
I think just under a quick review of everything, Edgar will get out one of his good pens. And he'll just write on the inside cover of Elsie's journal. Family makes secrets, but secrets don't make friends. Signed, E.
We tuck that into an attaché case, so you remember to take it with you when you go to the Bahari Manor later tomorrow night. And it's time for you to sleep, Edgar. You feel... Now, you remember what it was like to be at 10 humanity and to not feel the call to sleep when the sun would rise. You remember daring to stand very close to where the curtains were closed and how you could almost feel the sun on your skin, and it did not frighten you. But that time has passed. Where do you sleep in your apartment?
There's only one place to sleep when you're in the doghouse, and it's on the couch.
All right. Then that is where you lay your head and sleep. And we'll check back in with you in just a minute. I promise we'll get to everyone else. There's a method to the madness. You should know this by now, and if you don't, I don't know how to help you. Adelaide, in your new home that is extremely close to Grunewald Forst, so you are living now in generally the same area that Edgar does, but you're living more in the suburbs where Edgar lives more in the city area. It's a very nice home. It is an Einfamilien house. It's 2 stories and a basement. A wine cellar at one time, but Kasim has made sure to turn it into essentially a mortuary for you to do what you want with. And when you arrived, it was filled with fresh flowers and sort of accoutrements from home, from Marrakesh. But now that sort of the pristine showcase-ness of it has sort of been destroyed, as Kasim has shown you, not just in affirmations and gifts, but in a physical way, how much he's deeply, deeply missed you. And he's spent these last several nights with you. He hasn't returned to the Camarilla Court. But unfortunately, tonight is the night he has to return because he's been gone about a week. And you'll have to do the cleaning up, which he feels very bad about, but he promises if you so desire, he'll send his child Huddy to come and help you clean up the house, which I'm sure Huddy will love. Can you make me your nightly rouse check, please?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Ramos.
I do not get hungrier.
Perfect. So that sits you at 1 hunger, and everyone may be at 1 hunger and full willpower up until that changes.
The willpower returns. Okay.
And as Kasim is getting ready, he's putting on a suit, which he hates to wear. And he has put some nice oils and perfumes into his hair and has combed it back and is putting it into a ponytail and looking at himself in the mirror. And he says, I am very sorry to leave you, Adelaide. I would stay here for you for forever. You know that.
I do. And you do not have to apologize for being gone. It's I who should apologize for how long I left you.
There's no apologies needed. That really wasn't in your control in any way, and I can't leave my war chief alone any longer. She has a guest arriving, and she desperately wants me to meet him, and I need to talk with her about plans for Berlin. I want you to meet her too. She speaks our common tongue, and I think you would like her very much.
I would very much love to meet her. I think once we finish with my catching up with my family, I could come and see what you've been doing.
Well, I suppose that begs the question, Adelaide. Would you do more than just come once to Elysium? Have you thought about what I said that night at Cleopatra's?
Yes, I have.
And?
Given the state of things, having a representative of the Hecata being one that I know would do well would be... Yes. Yes, Cassie.
This is a litigious society, and you are dancing around. You will be the representative of your clan to the Camarilla of Berlin.
Yes. I will.
I can't wait to see the look on Hamish Milliner's face when I announce it to him.
I can't wait to see the look on his face when we finally see each other again.
Yes.
Well, he still has his face.
That party that you're going to.
Yes.
If you don't need Huddis to clean up the house, Huddis and his coterie will be attending the hunting party. Hamish invited me to this party in hopes that I would reconsider making him the representative, but I won't. However, I did pass the invitation off to my child and his coterie. They will be there with you.
That is appreciated. If they're needed, though, I don't want to take them away from you. For the cleanup, though, and Adelaide's looking around at where the flowers have been torn to shreds and there's petals everywhere, I could use the assistance.
Of course. I will, as soon as I get to court, I will send Huddis here. And perhaps he will bring Eugen. I know he likes to pick on him.
The more hands, the better.
Yes, and of course, if they, especially Eugen, if they touch anything or steal anything, I will have their hands.
I would like their hands, actually.
Of course.
Thank you, my love.
There's something else that I need to tell you, Adelaide, something that happened while you were gone.
Yes.
The Witch of Kudam. She's gone.
I was informed, yes. And gone or...
I think it is a rumor that is spread around the city that she has simply vanished, but I have it on good authority that she was destroyed. These elders, the ones who came with Elvira, my war chief, I told you about them.
Yes. I think I would like to meet what remains of them, but...
Only Elvira has returned to the court. The rest have not, and Elvira informed me that the Dragon of Peacock Island has also left Berlin. However, there is a new Dragon of Peacock Island, apparently her child.
Well, that is one power vacuum taken care of. It seems the thin bloods we were dealing with took up the rest for Bergain.
Yes, that is another problem that I don't want to bore you with. I will have to bore my court with it, however, and it's not something that Elvira feels invested in. She seems to be hyper-focused on Sahira, and I cannot blame her for that. But
No.
The people of my court are scrambling for Bergain. They want it desperately. In fact, the Tremere, who have abandoned us when the Second Inquisition were here, to Brandenburg, are returning in droves. They want Bergain desperately, and I can only imagine there is a power source there that I don't know about.
Imogen and I went there and dealt with, oh, what was his name? Titos.
I must confess, I know the names of none of the Thin Bloods, not even the one that the elders brought with them. I don't know what happened to her either. I can only assume that she was destroyed.
Was that the one that Heidi was on about?
Yes.
She's going to be so disappointed.
She will get over it. She has better things to take care of, specifically at the Charité tonight.
Yes, I can talk to Imogen, see if maybe we can get a little more information on what the Thin Bloods are doing.
I would appreciate it, but please don't let it distract from your family business. He comes over and he kisses you on the forehead and on both cheeks and then your lips. Do inform your coterie of your new position in the Camarilla.
I will.
And she kind of like straightens his suit out.
Now go dazzle them.
Do not let Tullio forget that he promised me Greek lessons.
He did, and he will be giving them to you as soon as he is able. I must speak with him anyway about what he let happen while we were gone.
And he smiles and he says, I could not imagine a more powerful and devastating representative than yourself. They should be so lucky.
It's true.
I will send Huddy soon. And he gathers his things and he leaves. We will cut back to Adelaide, who has her brand new car. But before we do that, are you making a TED? Because Kasim did leave you some bodies.
He's the best. I am making a TED. I missed my TED.
Okay. You may make me the rouse check. I believe it's your resolve and oblivion roll.
It is
Your disgusting bodily fluids. Gross. You rub all over some of these bodies. Are you doing a hand or are we doing something more special today?
I'm doing a hand.
Okay.
I would like my comfort object.
Yeah. I don't want to ask Kasim where he got his jars of fecal matter and semen, but maybe we can ask him later.
He got them for me, and that's all that matters. Okay. Re-rouse level 2. Okay.
If you roll a critical success, then Ted will live forever until he's destroyed.
And that's all Adelaide wants is one of these days to have Ted. I'm at 2 hunger.
Mm-hmm. Well, whoops.
You know what? Fuck it.
It's the thing where you can see Kasim walking away, and you're like, damn, hate to see him go, love to watch him leave. Then you get a little hungry.
Okay, I don't get hungrier for Blood Surge. I got 11 with the crit. Ted lives forever.
And Ted will live forever. He settles in on your shoulder, and of course you and Ted can telepathically communicate up to 100 meters, and he can send you pictures of whatever it is that you want to see.
Like full on has Ted go around the house, see, like explore everything, and kind of have it set up so should I need to, I can make this a death trap for people.
Perfect. Awesome. And that's exactly what you will do. But for now, we're going to move back to Edgar. You wake up in your apartment. Your rouse check, please. Is that what Edgar does when he wakes up?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
It's Edgar's alarm.
You get an hour earlier to wake up before Louisa. Louisa is still asleep, and you're not any hungrier than you were before. You head into the bathroom. You check your email again. There's nothing from Frau Eschweiler. There's nothing more from Walker, except you could tell he's just a nerd, you think? An angry nerd, but a nerd. And he's just sent you a bunch of information about Boston. Like random things that you don't need to know, like the Great Molasses Fire, like you care. But also he sent you something that is interesting, is that the leader of the Hecata in Boston is someone named Andreas Giovanni. That's perhaps interesting to you because you know that name. That's a fairly famous Giovanni. And can you roll me, as you're in your shower thinking, can you roll me a wits and politics?
That would be 4 successes.
Yeah. Andreas Giovanni is the sire of Lucius Giovanni, making him Imogen and Tullio's grandsire.
I distinctly recall having a conversation about Andreas with good old Twink up north. Great Northern Twink, if you will.
with Roger de
Roger
Camden
de Camden.
in Scotland, you certainly did. He did
Yes.
indeed mention Andreas Giovanni. Huddy forgot that he did, but he did indeed mention him.
We'll have to give Andreas a call, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. You aren't aware if Andreas himself is coming to Boston, but with 4 successes, you are smart enough to make a distinct connection here that Lucius is reaching out to his sire and calling for reinforcements.
He's weak. But Edgar already knew that.
If that is a conclusion you want to come to. I think if Edgar looked inside of his mind palace while he's showering, he would remember what he saw the Shadowbane needed.
Yeah. Blood to blood return, yada yada yada.
Needs souls. So, as you exit out of the shower, you see that Luisa's no longer in the bed. She's left the room. But her clothes are still here. She seems to have grabbed one of your bathrobes, and actually might have even be one of Aylin's bathrobes, and she might be wearing it. And you hear this noise. You hear the sound of fabric ripping and the sound of paper tearing.
Oh, what the fuck are you doing?
Do you go looking for her?
Yeah.
She is in the opposite bathroom, sort of the common bathroom, not your personal bathroom. And she has the door locked.
Open the fucking door.
As soon as I'm done,
I'll kick the fucking door in. I'll replace it later.
she kicked the door in. You see that she is indeed wearing Aylin's bathrobe. And she has Aylin's copper pot that Aylin used for her religious practices. And she is tearing pictures that you and Aylin had taken together during your time in confinement. She's tearing them so that she's tearing you out and sort of leaving your picture aside, and she's putting Aylin's into the pot. She's also tearing up Aylin's clothes and tearing pieces of it and putting it into the pot. And she has matches here. She's very clearly doing some sort of thing that she might have learned from her father, from Akua.
I would like to spark Palm of Flame.
Perfect. How close to her are you doing it?
Edgar moves with an alacrity he previously forgot he had. And will put one hand around her neck and raise his other hand back like he's about to strike her and ignite the Palm of Flame.
Okay, make me a rouse check and then make me a strength and brawl.
That is a success on the rouse check. This is a
Not
brawl
enough for Terror
against
Frenzy.
Kindred.
You can forget the strength versus brawl because for her terror frenzy check, she didn't roll high enough to resist it. So she starts, move forward with the palm of flame. You go to reach out for her. She starts acting like an animal. She starts scratching against the shower here. She's backing herself up away. She breaks the glass of the shower as she tries to get herself away, cuts herself up, and she's hissing.
Good. Remember your fucking place. On your belly, hissing beneath me. You will never touch anything of hers ever again, or I will fucking ash you. Am I clear?
She can't really answer you until you extinguish the palm of flame. Her beast won't let her.
I'll let it go down to just the size that I used to light my cigarettes.
She stands up and begins pulling glass out of herself. Rouse check as her blood is exposed to you now.
That, unfortunately, is a failure.
Move up to 2 hunger. And she says, if she ever comes back here, I will make sure that she dies.
If she ever comes back here, you won't be unalive to see it.
My father won't let you kill me.
I won't kill you, Louisa. She will.
Not if she's dead first.
Look at you, you're so cute when you're fucking frustrated and out of your depth. None of us. Not a single one of us can stand up to her.
What if I curse her? Let me finish it.
No.
Fine. I don't need you to finish it.
I don't need you fucking here. I don't need you alive. And the flame will start to grow a bit more in Edgar's hand.
She backs farther and cuts herself on more glass.
I could ash you right now. You are fucking nothing. Akua be damned.
Then what would happen, Edgar? Aqua would kill you, and then Aelin would never see you again. So sad.
Your father knows what you are.
And he loves me still, like you do. You are just fighting your nature, and it is disgusting.
Oh no. You bought it too. No, darling, this is who I've always been. I get what I want in the moment, and then you're nothing to me. I have given you everything I have to give.
Can you make me a dexterity and athletics roll?
Sure. Can I Ralph the bleed?
Do you have any celerity?
I do. I have 2 celerities.
What abilities do you have? What powers?
Rapid
Fleetness?
reflexes and fleetness, yeah.
Okay. Add your dots and celerity to this roll.
Beep. Alright. Okay. 6, 7, 8. 9 successes critical.
Okay. 9 to 9. So as she sort of goes for the arm that has the, and I gave her a point of aggravated willpower damage. She goes for the arm that has the palm of flame. She sort of knocks your arm away. She doesn't harm you in any way, but the flame escapes from your hand and lands in the copper pot. And it combusts, it burns, it smells acrid and terrible, and smoke fills the entire bathroom, so you cannot see each other. Edgar, can you roll me a stamina and occult roll, please?
Sure. Am I adding my fortitude to this?
Yes.
5 successes.
Okay, not enough. So, as this happens and you're sort of searching for Louisa do you say anything to her as you're searching for her in this? You're basically now enveloped in smoke in this bathroom. Can't see, can't hear, nothing. It's almost like what happens when you slip beyond the shroud.
No. There's nothing to say.
Do you do anything? Do you just stand there?
Just gonna try and, block the exit door so that she can't leave.
Perfect. So you back up and try and block the exit door like this. Maybe sort of, you're a tall dude, put your whole body in the door. But instead, as you sort of stretch your arms out to sort of block the door, you don't feel the door frame where it should be. Instead, you feel something else. It feels like twine or rope of some kind. And you hear this strange creaking noise going back and forth.
Edgar's been on a boat enough times to be not pleased with being on another one. If that is what this is.
Yeah, you think that's the first thing that pops in your head is boat, and then it's swaying. You feel your body swaying left to right, and you hear this creaking noise. And then you hear the sound of soft wind through leaves and birds. And suddenly your skin feels very warm, like you're out in the sun. So you wait and you feel this creaking. Eventually the smoke starts to dissipate, and what you are met with is an extreme burst of light. Now it's soft light, but for you, a night creature, it is a sudden burst of light, and you almost shield your eyes from it. You wish you had sunglasses. You wish this was the 90s, Blade, The Matrix, whatever. But instead, you sort of blink your eyes to the sun, and you realize you are laying in a hammock, dressed as, let's call it a simple fisherman. And you're laying in this hammock, and next to you is Aelin. She's nuzzled up against you, and anyone who's been in a hammock, you better be in a relationship because you're about to be. And she sort of nuzzled up against you, and her nose sort of in the crook of your neck. And she says, "Did you fall asleep, Edgar? I thought you might have been yelling. I fell asleep a little."
Seems I must have.
Are you all right?
No.
What is wrong? You can tell me.
Slipping into old habits, I guess.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. Are you talking about the boat again? I am very glad that you like your boat so much, but I don't understand what you find so fascinating out on the water.
No. I suppose it would be hard to understand. What are we doing today?
We are just enjoying the afternoon before you have to go back out with your father. I am just enjoying being here in the moment with you. Can you not enjoy it with me? Must your mind wander so far?
It seems so. But I can endeavor to quiet.
She sort of takes your hands and puts them over her face, one of your hands anyway. And she says, "You do not have to work so hard. You do not have to run away from me."
I think perhaps I may.
You will have to come home eventually. If you are going to be a father. And then you snap back into your own bathroom. Louisa is gone. There's broken glass everywhere. Everything that was in the bronze pot is burnt out. And she has left your door wide open. Your front door.
There's no need to call Akua, as he reminds me he sees everything. Get up to shut the door and start assessing the damage and who I need to call.
All right. As you do that and take a little bit of extra time, you're going to be late going to the Bahari Manor tonight. We are going to move over to Imogen and Tullio. Your nightly rouse checks, please. Success.
Failure.
So Tullio is at 2 hunger and Imogen is at 1 hunger. Now, the two of you, again, as I mentioned multiple times, were separated for 2 months from each other while Imogen was frolicking in the death fields of the Shadowlands. How many ways can I come up with what happened in the Shadowlands? I guess we'll find out. And so Imogen has not returned home immediately to the Bahari Manor over these last several nights. Instead, she's decided to spend the time with you in your studio apartment, knowing full well that Kenneth also lives with you. However, although Kenneth has texted you, Tullio, multiple times a night, he has not been home. He says that he has found a new haven for himself, or a temporary haven for himself, and that he's fine. He's even video called you just to prove it. But he hasn't been home. So you and Imogen have had the nights together to sort of get to know each other again, or to make up for lost time, however you'd like to put it. And you know that Imogen must return home, unfortunately. She must return to her duties as the leader of the Bahari. And Imogen has been reticent to do it, you've noticed. But you need to also check in the Charité, because you murdered someone in the Charité about a week ago, and your remorse roll felt you feeling extremely guilty about it. And so you want to go check in on these patients again. So I'll give you two a moment to talk as you walk over from Tullio's Mitta apartment, the short walk distance over to the Charité.
As we're walking, Imogen, with her arm looped around Tullio's, she will kind of look around to make sure there's no one around to overhear this conversation before asking, so what happened exactly? You've been pretty cagey about it. You said something happened at the hospital and that you felt so bad. Now we're walking over there to look into something. Like I said, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I just want to know what's going on with you.
I've discovered that I don't do well with you gone. Not for that long.
Well, the feeling's mutual, but what happened to you? I mean, I would never just leave and not come back.
I wasn't doing well. That's all. Everyone was gone or busy. I was alone again. Kenneth was dealing with his own dealings, and I try not to be a, what do they call it? The helicopter parent.
She smiles and she stops walking, and kind of steps in front of him, puts her hands up on his cheeks. Well, you never have to be alone again. Not if I can help it.
There's only so much. I didn't think you were going to be gone forever. After the first month, I started to worry. I started to wonder. I tried to visit Edgar, but he was busy. Tried to bond with Kenneth, but you obviously know how that would go. Maria was surprisingly trying to take her duties, Hope, very seriously. Everyone was scattered. It boiled over here, and someone paid the price.
She nods. And she kisses him. And she kisses him warmly. And tucks that away. And files that away for later as something to contemplate, to make sure that he's never alone again.
Promise not easily kept, but, always worth a try, I say. So the two of you enter into the Charité. Tullio makes sure that he has his fake medical, fake license to actually be here at the Charité. Obviously his medical license isn't fake. And his jacket, his doctor's bag. And of course you're with him as well, Imogen, if anyone comes up and asks anything. But it's really late at night and you don't think anyone will. You head down to Ward 7, where all of these people are, and you see what Tullio has been telling you about. It's a ward positively filled with, we'll say, the more unfortunate members of society, and they look monstrous, to put it mildly. They look like they've all been given some sort of bizarre wolf growth hormone to ingest, and they are growing different appendages. Some of them have snouts like a wolf. Some of them have sort of wolf-like eyes. Some of them are growing separate clawed arms out of their arm. Looks like some sort of bizarre mix of wolf growth hormone and radiation exposure. You couldn't even put a finger on what exactly this is. It's very strange. And you can tell there's a lot of pain, and there's moaning and worry, and no one is caring about these people at all. And the only other person you see down here in this ward is a man, a priest, but not a priest. He is a little bit above a priest. He looks like an archbishop or bishop. He's wearing purple vestments. And he seems to be speaking to some of these people and sort of praying over them, giving them communion. But Tullio, you duck into the laboratory here because you have something that no one else has. One, you have access to all of their blood, but you have something that could maybe give you a hint of what's going on here. You have a vial of lupine blood. I would like everyone to remember, you have Cascada's blood.
I sure do.
Now, my question is do you want to use this blood to compare and contrast to these people's bloods?
Yes, absolutely. Once after the meeting last time in this place, that was the initial test he would have to run.
Okay. So if you'll roll me a wits in medicine or an intelligence in medicine, whichever's higher for you. You may also add your dots in occult if you like. Does Imogen have any dots in medicine?
No.
Then Imogen cannot help you. Imogen can only just go, you got it, babe, from the corner. Imogen, do you wish to speak to any of the people here or this priest?
I think what Imogen will actually do is go over to one that's in the corner, preferably one that's sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll kind of lightly brush her fingertips along one of the appendages, and I would like to force a premonition.
Okay, so make me a rouse check and roll me a resolve and auspex. And your roll whenever you're ready, Tullio.
That'll be 7 successes. I do get hungrier to 3.
Okay, so you are at 3 hunger. And what happens when you hit 3 hunger, Mr. Giovanni?
I get real gross.
You start desiccating because you have starving decay. So as you're really focused and you browse your blood to make yourself smarter, you start really testing these bloods and comparing and contrasting. And in the strangest of circumstances, in a way that you can't put a finger on, there is a connection between Cascada's blood and the blood of these people, but it is not a one-to-one. Cascada's blood is electric, you could say, alive. It's creating new red blood cells, even though it's in this vial and not being pumped by its heart. It is still creating new red blood cells inside of underneath your microscope. It's very supernatural in nature. You're glad, actually, now that you look at it, that these wolves didn't take her to a hospital. That would have been really bad. The Second Inquisition will be back in Berlin in 5 minutes. But these people's blood seems entirely ordinary and normal. You can see that there are some similarities between them, so it's something. So something wolf-related is happening to these people, but it is not natural in the way that Cascada's blood is natural. And in the most unfortunate of circumstances, Mr. Giovanni, you are exposing yourself to werewolf blood. I need a rouse check for that. Because werewolf blood is amazing. It is like cocaine on steroids.
In a surprising turn of events, I do not get hungrier.
Okay. Smells real good, though. There's a real sincere part of you that wants to just down the rest of the vial just to see. Just to see how it would taste. Imogen, your roll.
Dark Mother has blessed me this night. I rolled 8 with a crit.
8 with a crit. So you touch this appendage and you call on the Dark Mother to give you a premonition. And she gives you a premonition that is not too dissimilar to one she gave you about April that you asked for. When you met April, the leader of Gilgal Industries, the woman who did a hostile takeover of Edgar's company, and you met her at the museum, which seems like a lifetime ago. Where you saw an image of Aelin strapped to a gurney and with a bunch of wires on her, and Aelin over by a computer doing something to her and saying that she was going to cut out this vulgar cycle. You see something not too dissimilar. You see these people strapped to gurneys in a chrome and steel lab. And you see doctors, researchers, it's hard to know, injecting them with multiple injection sites with a variety of different types of drugs. And as you watch the scene unfold, you see the vision sort of moves, and just beyond a false mirror, where people can watch from the other side. You see April watching.
Do I see... This is a stretch. And I know I wouldn't be able to probably not be able to discern too much with a lack of Doc's medicine, but do I see any chemicals or medications that I could pick out and describe?
No. Nothing common.
Of course. All right. She'll, with that, after coming back to consciousness from that vision, she'll retract her hand and make her way back to Tullio.
Well, Tullio comes out to meet you with what he's learned, cleaned up, obviously, what he's doing, so no one sees this. I imagine you use the blinding the alloy eye.
Of course.
So can you make me another rouse check?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to really, really, really make Tullio hungry. Because you wouldn't want anyone to see you do this.
I do not get hungry.
Okay, perfect. So you two sort of meet in the middle here. And you can have a discussion here before something happens.
And he's got starving decay going on right now.
He does.
Immediately, Imogen goes, are you hungry? Do you need something? Do we need to duck away somewhere?
I'll find someone before we leave. But I've ran some tests. These patients here, these ones that are, I guess the only word for it is mutating, but they're related to what I found when we visit the lupines. They're like watered down. They're almost like their version of thin bloods.
Interesting. I suppose good came out of that visit then. I received a vision when I was observing the patients over there. I saw April again.
The woman from Gilgal.
Yes.
What was she doing?
Watching other doctors or scientists doing tests on people. Unnatural tests. I couldn't make out any details regarding what they were doing.
These people. She was doing tests on these people.
Yes.
Then Gilgal is at the center of it. I just don't know why. To what and what purpose.
That is when you two are interrupted by this priest who starts making his way over, and he sort of acknowledges both of you, and he says, Herr Doctor, is there any update, any prognosis? Is the hospital doing anything for these people?
Tullio will do his best to kind of hide his face, kind of looking down, letting his hair fall over. We're doing all we can. Time is unfortunately not on our side, but we are doing all that we can. An update will be given as soon as we can give one.
I would love to know if there's anything more that I can do. Of any of them are terminal. If you discover, I would be more than happy to give them the last rites. And he notices that you're avoiding looking at him, Tullio, and so he looks at you, Imogen, and he hands you a card.
Thank you, Father. We'll keep this in mind.
Yes. Well, I suppose I will wish you both a pleasant evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Father.
And he continues walking. And not more than a few minutes, Tullio, if you'd like to feed now, you can.
I sure would.
You may choose the sleeping one that Imogen indicated, where she received the premonition. No sooner that you finish feeding Tullio, both you and Imogen hear the sound of someone kicking in one of the swinging doors that leads to the janitorial area. Very loud, very disrespectful of the area that they're in. You see some of the people in their beds who are semi-conscious sort of shudder at the sound, and you hear the sound of steel-toed boots clicking against the tile here, and you look up and you see it is Huddy, the sheriff.
Christ.
Oh, Hello, friends. What are you doing here?
Good evening, Sheriff.
Good evening,
Ask the same thing.
cult leader of Hecata.
Could ask you the same thing.
I'm here on business, unfortunately. Gather your things, whatever you have that might be here, that's yours, and skedaddle, as they say.
What's going on?
This is a masquerade breach, is that not obvious? I mean, I know that you, the Hecata, I mean, I'm sure you still honor the masquerade, do you not?
We do.
Yes. And therefore, too many people asking questions, you have priests coming down here, you have people who want to know, you have the social media wants to know, and so we need to set the whole ward on fire.
Feels a bit extreme. Yes.
Not all of us hid in our holes and pretended like we were little rabbits when the Second Inquisition came stomping their boots through the city. Some of us had to actually unlive and deal with it. And we are not encouraging them back.
Still an entire ward catching fire. You don't think that's a little bit suspicious compared to what they're investigating now?
Not if you set it up right. This is an old ward that has very long been out of commission and no one does any maintenance to it. A little slip of the wire here, a little, perhaps the janitorial staff has left some dangerous combustible chemicals here, and boom, it's done. Literally.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask to delay your efforts here, Sheriff. I'm going to... There are things here that are important to me. And you'll find that whatever masquerade breach you think you have uncovered here has nothing to do with us. And to do so, to destroy...
Well, hang on. I don't really care. I really, really don't care. The only one who can ask me to delay what I'm doing is 2 people. Well, 3, technically, but I don't think the new war chief cares what I do, honestly. She's like Sahira and not too much else, which is great. I like that for her. Either Kasim can tell me no, or the new Hecata representative can tell me no. That's it. And you are neither of those people.
Both people I can call within minutes.
Certainly, but don't whip out a phone in front of the Camarilla Sheriff, or you'll be in the fire too.
Is that a threat from the Camarilla to the
It
Hecata?
surely is.
I suppose the promise means nothing then. Could we ask that you delay for, I don't know, 15 minutes?
Sure. I'll tell you what. I will give you the rest of the night before sunrise to get the Hecata representative or the prince to tell me to not blow up the ward, which I was very looking forward to. It's very uncool of you.
Ridiculous. I'll see that Kasim hears about this.
Okay. He told me to, but okay.
And Tullio will begin to leave.
Imogen will follow behind, kind of sizing up Heidi as she passes by, and then heading on.
And she sort of just stands there. She's wearing a leather jacket, and she's wearing fishnets and a very, very short, sort of flowy skirt. She has her hands in her pockets, and she stands there, and you look back at her one more time. You don't see her. So you leave to head to the Bahari Manor. You know Adelaide will be there. If you are making the logical leap that Adelaide is the Clan Hecata representative, you don't know. But you know at the very least, Adelaide can get in touch with Kasim a lot easier than the rest of you. We move to Maria. Maria, you have been in Esoteric. That's where you've spent most of your nights alone in contemplation. Of course, the last time that we checked in with you, Katrin broke up with you in an extremely theatrical fashion, and without actually saying that she was or not, but it was just sort of an obvious moot point on her end.
We took it as that.
Yeah, certainly. It certainly was hard to take it any other way. And your aunt and mother have long moved into Olivia's old home, the new Rossellini Manor. And you have Esoteric by yourself. And of course, it was destroyed as you were inhabited by a spirit that decided to sort of root through all of your shit. And so now you've had to reset up the shop. And you've been doing that slowly over the past few nights, looking at your books. And you came across something that, in all of the business that has been going on the last 2 months, you sort of had put to the wayside to deal with at another time and kept putting it off and putting it off. And that was the crown that you found in the sacred place that the werewolves do. Not the first sacred place, but the second sacred place with all the deaths. The weird werewolf passion play death thing that you saw. Grunewald, right. And you thought it... You promised that you would look into this crown. And to the best of your knowledge, whatever is inhabiting this crown, you couldn't figure it out. Because it's not a human spirit, and that's usually what you're used to dealing with. Whatever is inhabiting this crown is something other, and it's not a creature that belongs to the Shadowlands, which is your bread and butter. It's a creature that belongs to a different part of the Umbra, as the werewolves referred to it as. So you notice it as you're cleaning up everything, and you're not entirely sure what it is that you're supposed to do with it. And you're sort of looking at it and examining it, you're putting it down, looking at it like my little friend, what am I supposed to do with you? And you think, okay, well, maybe I have to text one of the werewolves. Did I get a number from the werewolf? No, Edgar did. Maybe I have to ask Edgar for one of the werewolf's numbers. Or do I have one? I can't remember. Start looking through your stuff. And someone enters into your shop.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so we're definitely doing this in the basement.
Yeah, you're sort of doing that thing where someone who's alone for a long time hasn't heard their own voice for a few nights. So you're at this point out loud talking to yourself just to hear your voice and remember you have one.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think it's the little jingle of the door opening that kind of just snaps her out of it. Because she was like pacing around the crown, which is sat directly in the center of the floor. And considering everything that's going on right now, maybe whatever's going on will be able to distract her for a second, and she'll be able to approach us with a fresh mind, which is very important, because otherwise we're going to be losing our mind.
Right. And we're definitely not doing that. Yeah.
It's too quiet. And hey, maybe it's Katrin coming back. We're going to go upstairs.
Oh, God. Yeah, so you go upstairs, and who you see is the opposite of Katrin. It's no one who looks anything like Katrin. It's a very tall woman. She has copper skin. She has a very intricate amount of tattoos on her body. They run up and down her arms, down her back. She has long, dark hair that's in a braid. And she's dressed almost like maybe you'd say Southern Indian style. She's wearing a sari. And she just looks at you, and you look at her. And she doesn't say anything. She has her hands folded in front of her.
Welcome to Esoteric. Is there anything I can help you with?
I do believe so. Are you the one they call Maria?
Yes, I'm Maria.
I believe that you have something that belongs to my people.
Do I? And what might this be?
A crown made of precious silver.
Gonna do a quick little look around, make sure, are we alone?
No.
Just two of us?
You see 4 people outside sort of just standing there. They all look very similar to her, at least ethnically similar.
Okay.
Would you like to use Sense the Unseen?
Yes.
Well, when you turn on Sense the Unseen 1, you see that a lot of her tattoos glow. And standing in your shop next to her is a massive mythological creature with the head of a lion and the body of a goat and the tail of a serpent.
Huh. Interesting.
And you remember these animalistic figures before? These are the ones you saw with the werewolves.
So you're one of them?
One of them I am.
Perfect. Then you might be able to help me figure this out for you guys. You want to follow me to my basement?
No. You can bring it here.
I'm not sure that'll be safe with it all, with the windows.
You are perfectly safe.
I don't know about that, but sure. Okay, so as we're going, I'm gonna go downstairs. Is she saying anything or doing anything as I'm like turning around to go now?
No,
Okay.
she hasn't barely walked away from the door.
Okay. This is kind of ominous, and because of the fact that there are a multitude of them outside just staring in, Maria does not like being, I don't know, outnumbered.
Sure. Can you make me your nightly rouse check, by the way? I almost forgot that.
Oh, right. Yes. Ah, success. Perfect. I'm going to, walking down the stairs, swiftly pull out my cell phone, and I am going to text the potentially in danger code to the group chat for the coterie.
Perfect. All right.
And then there's going to be a space between that with a wolf picture next to it. And then she's going, or emoji. And then she's gonna go.
Send a picture. Send a wolf sticker. That's fine. I'll allow it.
And then we're going to. Yep, we're just gonna go grab the crown very carefully. We don't want to upset them.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be cordial about this as best as we can. And then we're gonna go back upstairs.
You head back upstairs. This woman has never moved. She's never introduced herself. And she sees you have the crown, and she sort of holds she sort of moves her hands from this position here and sort of turns them outright as if she expects you to give her the crown.
Now, I gave you my name, or you knew my name. What is yours? And she's going to place the crown on her hands.
She smiles as she takes it. And then she puts her hands behind her back with her crown in her hands. My name is Shukra.
Shukra. It's a really beautiful name.
Thank you.
Now, whatever is attached to that crown...
It is no longer your concern. The ones who gave it to you are young, and they did not understand what they were doing. I will return it to where it belongs, and I will instruct these young pups on not giving special artifacts to leeches.
Well, it was part of my deal to try to help, but I'm better suited for human spirits.
Yes, you should stay away from us, and we will stay away from you.
Fair enough. Is that everything that you needed from me, then?
In my many years, this is all I have ever needed from a leech. Have a pleasant evening.
You as well.
She turns, she leaves. These people who are standing with her, she walks away, and they all, in single file, walk after her. All of their eyes remain on you as they walk through the windows. And Tullio and Imogen, you are the first to arrive. You receive this emergency text from Maria. You are the closest at the Charité. You are the first to arrive.
Enter in the shop. What's going on? What's wrong?
Well, I assume you saw, if you're already here now, what was wrong. The wolves showed up, some very terrifying looking ones at that.
Why were werewolves here?
Oh, right, you were dealing with... Yeah. Well, we had to go and meet with them, looking to Tullio. Did you not tell Imogen about
No,
this?
I knew that. Why were they here?
I may have had an item that they had given to me to look into, but it seems this group of werewolves that just arrived did not take kindly to the other group giving that to me. So they have taken it. And
You just gave it to them.
what was I going to do?
Now, Edgar and Adelaide, don't say Aelin, fuck, Jesus. Edgar and Adelaide, too many A names, would arrive genuinely at the same time. But Edgar's having an issue. So I need a wits and drive from Adelaide, and I need a composure and drive from Edgar. Because Edgar, as you're driving, you receive this emergency text from Maria, another emergency from Maria, 2 in a row. You start to feel like you're falling back into this dreamlike state with Aelin. You feel her body pressed against you as you're driving in your car. You feel the sun on your skin. It's going to make you lose your composure. And you might crash into it. Oh, Adelaide, please roll higher than a 2. 4. So as you are driving, you realize that Edgar, you look really quickly into Edgar's windshield as he's driving, and you realize that he looks like he's falling asleep at the wheel. You turn away and you sort of park your car away from, sort of veer off, and Edgar, you crash into a box that has newspapers in it.
So, as Adelaide saw that, she actually would have laid on her horn.
Mm-hmm. And that sort of jolts you back up, and you crash into this newspaper stand. Not stand, but a box.
I think in his delirium, Edgar just pulls out like a few euro notes and just slaps it on top of the box.
Adelaide gets out of the car, locks it, and then just stands at the hood of the car, waiting to see what Edgar does from here.
Good evening to you as well. Just gonna stand there, or are we gonna answer this text message like the good caring cousins that we are?
What is going on with you, Edgar?
That is a great question. What is going on with me? I will let you know as soon as I know. Is that fair?
The next time you crash, it might not be taking out a newsstand. It's unacceptable.
Oh, you're the one who's telling me what's acceptable now. Curious. How's your man?
Offering assistance, but if you don't want it, that's fine.
No,
Let's go see if Maria has been taken apart by werewolves. If you don't have anything to say, Edgar, just shut up. Try and wake up.
I'm awake now.
Sure. And is going to walk into Esoterica.
And you see Tullio and Imogen essentially interrogating Maria while Maria's like, I don't know, and Maria's talking about a crown. And the only crown you know of, Adelaide, is the crown Imogen wore into the Shadowlands.
Oh, hey, Adelaide. Hey, Edgar. Welcome on in. You missed the group of werewolves that was just here.
Oh, we were meeting at the Bahari Manor.
Are you okay?
I'm
looking at Edgar.
Fine.
You might want to call the city.
Yeah, I'll take care of it. I've got a guy at City Hall. It's fine.
But
So,
the
crown? Are
yeah.
you alright, Imogen?
I'm fine. I'm wondering what crown these werewolves acquired from Maria.
The werewolf.
Oh, the one you brought back from the pit stop at the woods.
Yeah, the one I promised to look into. It was not a spirit I'm familiar with in there, so I was having a little bit of difficulty with it. I was getting ready to reach out to you, actually, Edgar, to kind of figure out how to contact them to see if they had any other assistance. So, but they showed up here. It wasn't any of the ones that we had met, and I was outnumbered, so I gave it to them.
How many of them?
Was it like 5? Yeah,
Oh,
5.
fair play.
Yes, I
Is
don't.
it?
Well, I don't.
Yeah, Tullio, are you gonna go dick to dick with 5 werewolves? Fucking no.
The Pope of the Hecata family of Berlin
Oh,
can't
come
stall.
on. Come on now. Cut Maria some slack.
Yeah, hold on,
It's
Tullio.
5 werewolves for cunt's sake.
Werewolves. Even some of the strongest of us struggle against werewolves, dude.
You are the Pope of the Hecata and you couldn't stall, and you call yourself the Mistress of Ghosts. Are you ever really alone?
Oh, come
I'm so
on.
glad we're fighting and not
Yeah.
actually talking about what happened.
Yeah. Crazy we're on the same page. But yeah.
You had a crown from them with a spirit you didn't know. Just here?
Well, in my basement, but yes.
Yeah.
Why did you take it?
Because it was interesting. I wanted to see what was bound to it. It was corrupting their spirits. I thought it could have a connection to the Shadowbane somehow.
Fair enough on that.
So you
What-
brought it here?
To study.
I'm
Where
more
else would I bring it?
I'm more
Let it
concerned
corrupt
with
them.
how it, over the course of 2 months, you had not made any headway with it.
Enough. There's no point to this arguing. We have something to do tonight that matters. Which is to convince Ilse that we are competent to handle this issue with Lucius and his followers.
Is that what we're doing?
Oh, I don't know, Adelaide. You usually have some sort of ulterior motive, but no, that was my plan at the very least.
So that's your plan. What about
It
the
is
fact that
the
she...
plan.
No, that is your plan. What about the fact that she's in danger? Or did we forget that with our petty squabbles?
I did not forget.
From a bit of light reading that I did from her journal, I don't think a little bit of danger is outside of Ilse Asher's portfolio.
She should still know.
I think if she is the head of the Hecata in Berlin and she has Akua Samidi in her ear, then she already knows.
Come
The
now,
same-
Edgar, you just said we couldn't assume status would amount to competence.
Oh no, our competence can't be assumed. Ilse is quite competent. Although I do think she's hiding something.
Yes.
Adelaide, do you literally show him the note where it says that she knows more than she says? It's literally written
Yes!
on the note.
Do none of you actually pay attention?
I don't know. It
2
gets
months.
really hard for
2
you because
months.
it just becomes noise at some point.
It's the reason I don't speak up. If you want to hang yourselves with your ropes, go for it. I'm trying to help you.
You watch Ted jump from Adelaide's hair over to you, Edgar, and adjust your tie, and then sort of swings over to Tullio and adjusts his tie, and then crawls into his hair. And then when he does that, little Edgar sort of tells him to get out. And he returns over to Adelaide.
There. Now you look respectable again.
Do
I don't think I needed half of a corpse hand to do that, but thank you.
Learn anatomy. It's not half of a hand. Tullio, what is your problem? Why does your face look like that?
When we have a moment tonight, and it has to be tonight, Adelaide, I need to speak with Kasim.
He's busy. What do you need?
His sheriff has deemed the hospital that I visit as a masquerade breach and intends to burn one of the wards where I'm doing important research.
What is going on at the hospital?
There are something akin to werewolves that are being experimented on by everyone at Gilgal Industries.
At
The
your
patients
hospital.
wind up at my hospital, yes.
So it's not happening there.
No, but the test subjects are there.
She confronted you tonight.
The sheriff, yes.
And how many of you were there?
Myself and Imogen.
Edgar will note the very interesting irony that they were pressing Maria on werewolves when the two of them could have pressed Heidi.
Mm-hmm.
Just nod.
So, do you have any progress on anything? Or have they just been sitting in this ward, gaining attention?
Run my tests. There's something equivalent to the Duskborn for us. Watered down werewolves being experimented on.
And Heidi was there to cover it up.
Yes, it is a masquerade violation. How many subjects? Why have they not been taken care of yet?
Taken care of in what way, Adelaide?
If you can't cure them, they have to go. Do you have somewhere you can put them? That is out of the public eye?
This place is out of the public eye.
Apparently not.
I cannot argue this with you, Adelaide. I need to speak with Kasim.
You can speak with me.
No, Tullio. We shouldn't have to argue our point to Camarilla dogs,
And yet we have to.
do we?
They threatened me again tonight, Edgar.
The-
A blatant ignoring of the promise.
So
They're getting a bit big for their fucking britches.
So we put down this issue that we're having with Lucius and his followers. And then we concert our efforts to shoring up the safety of our family. If that's something you're still interested in.
Hold on. So they threatened the Hecata? Or they threatened you?
Those
So
are
they
two separate
threatened
things.
Me, the head of the Giovanni
Are
family.
they?
Yes.
Regardless of semantics, yes, they threatened Tullio, the head of the Giovanni bloodline.
And it's
That
something
is
we
a
need to deal with.
problem.
Just when I thought you lost the ability to break my heart, Adelaide.
Because I have to come at this from a stance where we see both sides. Because we do have the promise to uphold. A promise that is coming to an end, if you do not remember.
If we uphold the promise and they blatantly throw it in our face, if they consistently ignore it and make their threats, Adelaide, what does that mean?
Can everyone roll me wits in politics or wits in streetwise, please? Extra die for Adelaide, because Kasim would have told you things.
Do I get another die for my specialty in Hecata?
Yeah,
One more time, Huddy. It was Whitson.
politics.
Okay, I'm gonna rouse the blood. I'm a 3 hunger.
I was gonna say, Az wasn't too happy about that, Rouse. Yep. 3 hunger. And now we're blood leeches, so 4.
3.
3. Edgar?
5.
5. Come on, Tullio, bring us home for the break.
5.
Tullio, Edgar, and of course Adelaide would know that the promise cannot be reinstated or renewed without a Hecata Clan representative. At the moment, there isn't one. But of course, Adelaide, you know that you have just tonight accepted Kasim's offer. And so it will happen. And of course, it is the Camarilla. So it will be a party of some kind to announce it. But at the moment, there is no clan representative that has been accepted by the Camarilla. So there can be no promise at the moment.
I am taking matters to them so that they can't do things like threaten the heads of our family.
And what are you doing? How are you approaching that?
I have agreed to become the representative of the Hecata to the Camarilla. Or would you prefer it as Hamish Milliner?
No, I like it being you. At least so far.
I think
You're
this is
closest
good.
it could seem.
So we will take our break right here. Welcome back, everyone, from our break. Get all the giggles out now. Or actually, you should have already gotten them out before we rolled back in. Edgar, you left Esoteric first, before Adelaide, Imogen, Maria, and Tullio. And this falling into with Aelin continues to happen. You sort of feel yourself falling back into this strange dream state, the sound of the hammock swinging back and forth as you show up to the Bahari Manor. Can I have your composure and drive roll, please?
Yeah, it was 5 successes, correct.
5 successes. You don't crash into anything. You don't park straight or anything, but you do just stop the car and get out of the car, so you're not driving, a killing machine anymore. Or a destruction machine. And you sort of stumble out of your car. You have your attaché case with the diary in it. Do you do anything before heading into the manor?
No. I think there's a refreshing earnestness to being back.
You head into through the large darkwood doors. And you can hear that there is a ritual happening, as it happens every month. Another orgy is happening here. And as you enter in and you hear the sounds of the orgy and sort of make your way to that general area, you start to fade again slightly. You see flashes in your mind, and you can almost feel the sensations in your skin and in other areas of you and Aelin becoming intimate in this hammock as you're just sort of standing in this room with nowhere and listening to this sound of pleasure and pain in the distance. And as you sort of start fading into it and sort of rocking back and forth on the balls of your feet, someone touches your shoulder. And it is your grandmother, Matilda.
Oma.
You didn't come see me when I got out of torpor. Were you too busy?
Just plying the family trade, grandmother. You look beautiful.
And she sort of looks at all of the injuries still coursing over her body. Not yet, but I will. Where is this new leader of the Bahari?
I meant to speak to you about that.
As far as I am aware, you have done nothing but prop her up.
Trying to make some sense of stability in Hannah Laurie's absence.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have other ideas?
It is mine by right, by law of Lilith. After Carla's death, I was her second in command.
You wish to press the issue?
I do. But I need to speak with Imogen, and not with you, although you are a member of the Bahari. If you would like to join the orgy while you wait, Bella is already in there.
I would like to see her, but I would like to ask you one question first, if I may.
Briefly.
How much support do you have? I know you wouldn't press the issue if you hadn't already established a base of support.
Almost all of the Lamia, the Toreador, and the Samdi.
And how does my goddaughter feel about this?
You can see that for yourself.
I'm asking you first, grandmother.
She seems to be very happy here.
I knew she would be. I will do what I can.
I believe you will not like the outcome if you do not. Ahihai Lilatu.
Ahihai Lilatu. Oma.
Caution.
And he'll kiss both of her cheeks before heading in, at least to engage enough to feed, if not a moment of mindless sensory indulgence.
Perfect. Yes, easily done. And you may remove yourself to 1 hunger. Do you feed off of Bella or someone else?
No.
As Bella is the mortal who is engaging in the mixture of pain and pleasure play.
No, but I would like to have a moment with her if I could.
We'll see. After Adelaide and Tullio and Imogen and Maria, you all arrive generally at the same time. Inside the car with Adelaide and Tullio, though you did your best to convince Adelaide to save the ward, Adelaide is taking her responsibility of upholding the masquerade for the Camarilla and for the safety of Berlin very seriously. And she, in the roundabout way that she must do things, because the Camarilla is very anti-technology, texting a ghoul of one of Heidi's childer in this roundabout way, but essentially has started the chain of events where this ward will burn to the ground tonight. And Imogen and Maria, you see Tullio fuming as he goes and sort of stomps forward into the Bahari Manor. Adelaide just sort of demurely standing by the car.
Is everything all right?
Tullio did not like the outcome of our conversation. But Imogen, you saw what was in the hospital.
I did. And I think, given the time that's been had, I think anything that could have been gleaned tonight is all we're going to get. So, for the best.
There's already been too much time spent with them out in the open. We do not need a second Inquisition on our doorstep again.
No.
Agreed. Then it seems it's for the best. Well, shall we go in?
Yes. And Imogen will prop herself up and begin to walk towards the doors.
So all of you head in. Of course, you hear the sounds that Edgar heard, the sounds of an orgy being taking place. You don't see Edgar anywhere in here, but both Imogen and Imogen and Adelaide know that Bella has taken up residence as a member of the Bahari in the 2 months that you've been gone. Of course, Tullio and Maria know this as well, but they didn't stop her.
Adelaide is going to go into the room and look for Bella.
Does anyone else go into the orgy room?
Imogen will give Tullio a kiss on the cheek and then enter the room.
Maria?
Yeah, Maria's going in.
Okay. You all go in and you see Edgar is partaking in this, not completely in the orgy. He sort of loosened his tie and has taken off his coat. And he's right now sort of entertaining this young man, feeding off of him. The man is, and again, as they've been conditioned here in the Bahari, they sort of switch the sensations here. So pain equals pleasure and pleasure equals pain. And as I've mentioned before, there's a lot of different sexual acts going on that involve both the bite and different things that involve pleasure, sort of a mixing of the two. And Edgar is in the right now partaking, and Bella is in between two of Bahari, Hana, the caitiff, so receiving pleasure from her bite, and receiving pain from Philippa, the Lamia, a painful bite. And she seems to be having a great time. She is completely nude.
I think that was what Adelaide was looking for, is insight check basically if she's actually happy.
She seems to be enjoying herself at the orgy, yes.
Okay. Waiting to catch her eye. And then continuing on into the manor.
Yep. And this young man, Edgar, doesn't want you to stop. You are only at 2 hunger, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So do you just take a small amount?
Yeah, I'll just take 1.
And the most important question I can ask you in this moment, because you are a member of the Bahari, do you designate him for sacrifice?
I think Edgar will just kind of get a bearing of him quickly.
He seems to be someone who has been here at the Bahari Manor for a significant enough time that he is well conditioned. And from the look of him, it looks like he doesn't do much besides engage in these activities. He's very almost skin and bones. Looks like he's lived a very difficult life. He doesn't look like the typical sacrifice that you would know Hanalori to choose, which would be from someone that she would feel would be someone worthy of the Dark Mother, someone who would have gone against her teachings in life in some fashion.
And yet, Edgar's one glaring analysis of Hanalori is that she seemed to favor the feminine approval of the Dark Mother instead of giving the Dark Mother what Edgar interprets as something she wants, which is weak men and the deaths
Correct.
of weak men.
Correct.
So yeah, I think in that regard, yes, Edgar will kind of flag this one for sacrifice. He served his purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And
you know the symbol to draw upon him in his own blood. Of course, he does not.
I'll just kind of paint it along his sternum and kind of under both sides of his chest. And
You watch the rest of your fellow Bahari, including you, Maria, see that Edgar has done this, and they flock to him almost entirely. Now, Maria, you could partake in this as well. Imogen, you are also there. You could stop this as well, because you are the leader of the Bahari. But they are going to descend upon him, and they are going to kill him essentially from the painful bite.
One thing that's notable about Imogen, I think, is that she rarely designated herself people for sacrifice. Her form of sacrifice were enemies of the Dark Mother.
Mm-hmm.
And when she sees this, she does not stop it, but she feels a pang of guilt as she watches this happen.
As we know, as the first time we introduced Imogen on screen in the prologue, this is exactly what was happening, and Imogen didn't want to be a part of it. And you did feed their corpse to the Visor Garden, but you did not partake of that orgy.
Mm-hmm. So she just watches this happen from the dais.
Maria, do you descend upon this man, or do you simply watch your fellow Bahari do it?
I think for right now, she's just going to watch. There's a lot on her mind right now.
And they do, and very quickly this man screams in an exultation of pleasure, and he dies.
Aye, hi, Lilitu.
And all of them with blood all over their mouths all exclaim at the same time, Ahi Hai Lilitu.
Ahi Hai Lilitu.
Aye, hi, Lilitu.
Does this free up Isabella?
The only person with her now is Hana, but yes.
Edgar will approach her. Hello, my dear.
Hi, Eddie.
I don't mean to take you out of the moment.
Well, you can join me in the moment if you want.
I've fed to my contentedness. I just wanted to check in. I know we've been sending a lot of texts back and forth. I just wanted to see you all.
I'm fine. Is Adelaide back?
Yes.
That's nice. I don't have her blood in me anymore. Kasim gave me his blood. But, if Adelaide doesn't want to feed me anymore, Hana has agreed to do it.
I was meaning to ask. Anna, can I have a moment with Isabella, please?
And Hana hands Isabella a robe and says, Go, Bella, be with the real Hecata. She stands up and she acknowledges you, Imogen, and she sort of, Mother, we must speak.
Yes. Come.
She'll take you aside. Adelaide, you can go out with Bella out into the room. Maria, Tullio, Bella, and Edgar and Adelaide can all be in that room before I'll speak with Imogen.
I have siblings coming to town.
That's nice.
I would like for you to meet them.
If I have time, I suppose.
I also want you to know that I have considered what you asked me for. Do you remember your birthday 4 years ago? Do you remember what you asked me for?
I'm sorry, I don't.
You asked me for the blood of my blood.
I must have been really drunk. That was a bad time for me.
Is it still something you desire?
No.
I would find a way to desire it soon. Then.
Why?
Because I think it's time you joined the family Duncern in blood.
No thanks. I found something that I really care about.
I understand.
Being like you would diminish what I feel when I'm worshiping.
Isabella,
Yeah.
I am your godfather and I'm saying I've made the decision. I would find a way to desire it soon.
I won't. And I guess that'll be on your conscience. And Lilith will judge you for it.
She certainly will. You look beautiful.
Thanks. Can I go talk to Adelaide now?
Of course, my dear. Edgar will give her a kiss on the forehead.
And Bella comes over and she hugs you immediately.
Yeah, Adelaide had opened her arms and just wraps Bella in her arms.
I missed you.
I missed you, my love. I see you found what makes you happy.
Yeah, and it sucks because now Edgar's threatening to take it away.
What?
He's talking about embracing me, and I guess if he had come to me 2 months ago, yeah, I would have wanted it. But I don't. I'm much happier this way. I can feel everything so much more deeply. I can feel Lilith's love more deeply, and I don't want to lose it. But he wants to take it away from me, and it's so typical, really.
Adelaide's gonna pull back and kind of brush her hair out of her face. And I would like to insight check because all she's ever wanted is the embrace.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a huge turnaround, but it's also been 2 months.
Yeah, wits and insight.
That is 6 successes.
Yeah, she seems to be fairly genuine. Now, you're smart enough to know that perhaps with Kasim's blood in her body, she was then suddenly desirous of seeking out spiritualness, which is a big thing for him. And of course, the closest thing she knew to any sort of spirituality in her family was the Bahari, and they seem to have embraced her, no pun intended, with open arms. And she seems to be very devoted to being a child of the Dark Mother.
I am happy for you, my love.
Thanks. I'm happy too. You don't have to keep feeding me blood if you don't want to. I know you don't agree with any of this, and it's not something you believe in. Hannah agreed to make me her ghoul once Kasim's blood is out of my system.
You never needed my blood in your body to be my daughter.
Thanks. That means a lot.
If you would like me to, I would.
Really?
Yes.
Would that keep Edgar from embracing me?
Technically, you would be my property as like the head of Clan Nagaraja. But it would be a fight.
I'd like that. Hannah's not Hecata. She's Katif.
Yes.
I like her a lot.
Good. You had talked about this one time when Kasim left. That you wanted something for yourself.
Yeah. Is it okay if I live here sometimes?
Of course.
I don't like being too far away, and now that Imogen's back, I can really learn a lot.
Yes.
I really did miss you. Kasim missed you even more. I saw him cry.
He does have many feelings. I miss the both of you. But it is good to have you in my arms again.
I think the orgy was cut short because, again, it's always Edgar, right?
Yes.
So if you want to take me home tonight, you can.
Yes, we can renew our bond, and you can have your fish, and we'll watch Love Island. You'll have to catch me up on what I missed.
That's great. I'll see if anyone has an effigy I can take home with me.
We can make your room what you wish.
Thanks, Mama.
Of course, my love.
And she's going to wrap her in arms again and kiss her on the forehead and both cheeks and put her forehead to hers.
Bella's going to head upstairs to get her things. Hannah takes you aside, Imogen, and she says, Mother, Matilda has awoken from torpor, and she is laying claim to what she believes is owed her. We all tried to explain, some of us more fervently than the others, that it was Philippa and I who would have naturally been the next in line that we chose you to be our mother, but Matilda will hear none of it, and unfortunately, everyone but Philippa and myself are in agreement that it is best for Matilda to lead us. You must speak with her.
Yes, the schism is already forming. I must speak with her immediately.
I will go get her. I'll give you a moment with your friends.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, not Hecata. Is it better, Tom? I don't know.
Family, but you're fine.
Well, everyone's family here, and she sort of starts walking away.
It's just true.
I like her.
Yes, she's one I trust. How is Bella?
She's happy here.
Good.
I think the more pressing issue in the moment is the state of things.
Yes,
Yeah.
Edgar and I will be addressing that momentarily.
What is your plan?
First, to speak to Matilda, to get a beat on what exactly she is saying and why the schism is forming.
She is the eldest. She believes it is hers by right.
How do you feel about that, Imogen?
She bristles a little at that question. I feel as though I need to speak to Matilda first.
I can tell you this about my grandmother. When she believes something is hers by right, she would rather defect to the other side and take her followers with her than languish in the shame.
Well, we certainly can't have that, can we?
I'm not saying it's right, but it may be the play for now.
Hannah and Philippa return with Matilda and the rest of the Bahari who have not gone with... Well, I would say they would haven't had enough time to feed the Viscera Garden, are standing behind Matilda. It's only Philippa and Hannah who stand beside you. And Matilda looks still extremely injured, but she's dressed in Hannah-Laurie's clothes.
I believe this is a Bahari manor. No pun intended. Tullio, would you care to join me? Unless you need us here.
No, if you two would rather be elsewhere, that would be best.
We are not members.
Right.
I'll escort you, Adelaide. We won't be far.
Not at all. And if I remember right, there's a patio thing out the doors.
Where the Viscera Garden is?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yum yum.
Edgar is going to cross the room and stand beside his grandmother.
Maria will be hanging around Imogen.
Imogen,
Matilda.
thank you for stepping up into the position of leadership while I was in torpor, having protected Hannelore from being eaten by a white.
Yes, of course. When I was chosen for this position, I knew that it was the right thing to do for the time.
Is that true?
Well, I was told it's what Hannelore would have wanted.
She sort of looks very pointedly at Hannah. Yes, perhaps the one who would have succeeded me had I not survived did not feel that they are strong enough in the Dark Mother to have led us. So perhaps you were the best choice for the time.
Eyes will flick to Hannah.
Hannah's looking at the ground. If it's not obvious by as many times as Huddy has said it, Hannah feels very much like an outcast, even in the Bahari.
I feel it is less a lack of conviction and strength in the Dark Mother, and more wanting to adhere to Hannelore's wishes in her absence.
As far as we are aware, Hannelore is no longer with us. So you cannot anticipate her actions, but only the actions of the Dark Mother. The hierarchy was laid down by Hannelore as she received providence from the Dark Mother about it, and with Carla's death, I was her second in command.
Yes, and as I understand, the hierarchy is... the tradition and the hierarchy of the Bahari must be upheld, despite what our elders and what the Dark Mother may wish.
I know it's not conventional for a man to speak for the Dark Mother, but perhaps we could get the business on the table.
Thank you for mansplaining our discussion for us, Edgar.
That was just for my clarification, grandmother. Nothing more.
Do try and keep up. The hierarchy is what matters. It's what mattered to Hannelore, and we will honor her memory as we honor the memory of Lamia, as we honor the memory of Lilith. I plan to succeed Hannelore, as is my right. If you wish to fight me upon it, then I'll take those who are loyal to her vision, to Lamia's vision, to Lilith's vision, and we will go elsewhere.
Imogen will take a step forward towards Matilda, not in a non-threatening manner, and her body language is very open, though still with confidence and regality. And she says, I do not wish to fight you. Less so do I wish to see you leave. Matilda, I am not saying I am against you succeeding Hannelore now that you are awake. I simply do not wish to have my competence or my faith questioned.
I question neither. Enough of the daughters here accepted you as mother. Clearly, you held the position long enough for Lilith to have shown you favor in my absence.
And she is graceful for that.
As she is always, Imogen.
Indeed. Ahihai Lilitu.
Ahihai Lilitu. I would not see us break apart in schism at such a delicate time in our family.
Certainly not. We cannot afford it.
So,
I still have the crown. I'm not wearing it, but I still have it.
you do.
Would you kneel before me for the first and only time?
It's a very long pause before she does so, and then she holds her arm out for Edgar and for the person who is beside her, who is Unica Lamia. And she sort of allows them to lower her to the ground, as opposed to kneeling herself.
In the name of the Dark Mother and all the domain she holds, in the name of Lamia and all of her daughters that come after, I grant you this crown and with it, its power. Mother of the Bahari. Ahihai Lilitu.
Ahihai Lilitu.
Everyone repeats Ahihai Lilitu as Unica and Edgar raise him up. Edgar doesn't repeat it. Thank you, Imogen. You are worthy.
I thank you for your words. I did not need to hear them, for I know them.
She smiles broadly. You might want to fetch the rest of your coterie, Edgar, daughter. For the head of the clan has been waiting for you. I told her, of course, the head of the Bahari needed to be decided first, before any meeting here could take place.
Edgar, shall we? Maria, shall we?
By your leave. He says that to Matilda.
Can I get a wit's insight here?
You may.
Edgar is trying to figure out desperately, was this Matilda's vain ambition, or is there something that he's not seeing happening here? Jesus, my dice are on fire today. 10 successes, 2 criticals.
Your very keen insight into your grandmother, the mother of Maureen and Hamish and Sienna, was right on the money. She absolutely wanted the crown because she feels it was her right, and she was owed it. And she wasn't going to accept anything less than it. She is a milliner, after all.
Yeah.
As Imogen and Maria leave, Matilda does hold you back, Edgar.
Of course.
The Dark Mother tells me that you are troubled by something. A familial tie.
I am troubled by Louisa Samidi. Nothing more.
It is not wise for you to lie in the presence of the Dark Mother.
If it is a lie, dearest grandmother, it is a lie for myself. I don't need to believe its validity.
I see in your mind that my other grandchildren are coming.
Who's their father? Do you know? I know you know.
He was no one of consequence. A ghoul of Roger de Camden. A pairing that he made between his two ghouls.
He was enough of a consequence to have my father killed, so he is of consequence to me.
Unfortunately, you would have to ask Roger. I don't even know if Roger remembers his name.
I have no particular desire to travel back north. Is there anything that I can do for you, revered mother?
No. Not right now.
But there will come a time. I am familiar with this speech.
You are still a member of the Bahari. You proved that well enough tonight.
Of course I am.
Ahi Hai Lilatu.
As you say. And Edgar will rejoin his coterie.
Looking at the Viscera Garden and the sacrifices. Are you prepared for what needs to happen?
What exactly do you think needs to happen, cousin?
Not need, but should we follow through with Doc Sen's offer?
Am I prepared to sacrifice our own?
Yes. It's not a question of competence, Tullio. It's, do you have an idea? For me, it's finding somebody. I do need a child. But the sacrifice is something I am familiar with. And killing is not uncommon to you.
No, it isn't. To answer your question plainly, no, Adelaide, I'm not. I find it abhorrent that we, the family in a whole, are much like this garden.
Yes.
Doesn't matter who goes in, if it has fed it before, if it has nurtured it, tended to it. If I were to push you in, it would feed on you. If you were to push me in, it would feed on me. It's disgusting.
What was the phrase that was used? It's how it's always been, and I am tired of it.
We are hopeless, I think.
And Edgar, Imogen, and Maria, you all walk in as you hear Tullio say, "We are hopeless."
And how so?
How is Matilda? How does she take her new position?
Gracefully. Edgar, do you have something to say?
What could I possibly have to say?
I don't know. Your face is very loud right now.
My thoughts are very loud right now.
Do you wish to share with your coterie?
I'm not sure it's the right time. Thoughts, much like wine, often need time to age.
Edgar, if it's something that's important, then we need to know. And the sooner the better.
I think if you really think we're hopeless, you should go back to your father. I think
One thing that
think this family is without redemption. For the rest of our sake, find your place on the other side of the line, so that when we come for them, we come for you. I have put everything on this family. I plotted against my mother for all of you. And I would do it again. I loved Osric. But it's Maria that wears that ring now. Out of no short design from all of us. I have put everything I have into this family because I believe in it. And if you don't feel the same, say you're my enemy now, and we can get it done.
Let's play our game, Edgar.
Sure.
We're late for Ilse.
Oh, hold
take a
on. There's a
moment.
game being played. Please.
As you say, let's play our game. You hear a very almost Fae-like voice say, I love games. And Ilse sort of looks down at Freya. Not now, Freya. And Matilda has led them to the patio, and she says, You are taking so long, I thought I might as well bring the head of our clan to you.
Ever the servant, grandmother. Thank you.
Good evening,
Yeah.
Ilse.
Does the family start to bow and scrape?
And that's the next roll I was going to call for.
Okay.
Everyone, composure and resolve rolls, not Adelaide.
I'm not gonna try. Maria's gonna
Bow and
kneel.
scrape? All right. So you're an immediate deep bow.
Embarrassing, guys. You gotta stop.
You can bow voluntarily, Adelaide.
I've got 5 dice, and I rolled 5 successes. Can I get one time where I'm not kneeling at this woman's feet?
It's nice to want things, Avery.
It is nice to want things. I'm trying so hard.
4.
4.
Tullio?
Sorry, I was waiting for everybody else. 7.
Yes, the only person who can keep their back up straight is Tullio. You don't have to feel like you have to bow and scrape in front of Ilse Asher, but Edgar immediately bows at the waist. Imogen bows at the waist and the knees, and Maria is on the knees, totally head down to the ground. Adelaide's just standing there. And so is Tullio.
Adelaide's gonna look over to Tullio and just kind of nod.
Good evening, Ilse.
Hello. I am told that there is an emergency, that I must speak with the Pope and the Pope's coterie. The Pope ran away and did not finish telling me what will happen with my brother Nicola.
I apologize for that. The spirit that was inhabiting Nicola transferred itself into me and tried to take me away. But I'm better now. Thanks to my coterie.
And Freya sort of frowns. They didn't know anything.
She's gonna look to Freya. Insight check, I guess?
And I need to remind everyone, Ilse's wearing the death mask of Seneca Giovanni this whole time. Freya's just wearing a porcelain mask.
Oh, she's wearing a mask.
A wooden mask, excuse me. An oak mask.
Adelaide's looking between all of them because we didn't get told any of this.
Yeah.
I was told that my family...
I texted Edgar and Tullio.
It was taken care of.
Well, it seems that I'm in your debt as well, Freya. Thank you.
Of course. I was very worried. I knew something was wrong.
The spirit was quite powerful, but
Yes,
I regret
Carmen.
that it...
Yes, Carmen. I liked her once, but I think that she has been corrupted by this Shadowbane thing. And
She has.
Ilse sort of looks at Freya as if to be quiet, and Freya stops talking.
That is actually what we would like to speak with you with, Ilse.
Yes. And she moves away from all of you to go sit down, and for the moment, Imogen and Edgar, you are free to stop fucking bowing.
What do you know about it?
I don't know anything about the Shadowbane. I know I've sort of tickles in my mind. It is a dangerous relic of some kind from the past. And if you have found it, I will gladly take it into the Tempest.
No, Ilse, I think you know more than your mind is remembering.
Is that so?
Yes. And I think it might be putting you in danger.
Edgar will open his briefcase and hold up the journal. We know so.
Oh my. It does seem to have been written by me. She sort of flips through it. I can't say honestly that I recall any of these events. But that is what happens when you walk the earth for nearly a millennia.
Can I get an insight here?
While you're sort of looking down. Yeah.
I'd like to rouse the blood.
Yeah.
It's a success.
Maria, Nicola has still in torpor all of these days later. Do you believe that without the wraith inside of his body that he will not again walk?
Considering the length of time that he had been with the Wraith, it is highly possible that he will forever remain in torpor, but I would like to finish my examination of him.
Of course.
Would you like some assistance, Pope?
Yes. If you'd be so kind.
No, she seems to be being genuine. And Freya sort of mumbles something, but none of you quite catch it. So she doesn't want her mother to scold her again.
No, what was that? I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
Mother has not ever taken time in torpor. I have heard from a long time ago. Elders are supposed to take time in torpor. It is helpful to their memory. But Mother has never done it. And Elsie sort of bristles at that.
Would this help you remember, Elsie? It might be important.
I suppose, yes. Some of us must take time to ground, to remember.
To protect the family and our own, and is going to look at Tullio.
Certainly helps Roger. Who you mentioned by name in this book? And you don't recall meeting him at all?
I have heard many stories about Roger de Camden, but no, I do not believe I've had the pleasure, although the diary suggests that not only did I know him, but that I went to a dinner party that he held.
He mentioned you by name when I visited him last. You know him well.
That is unfortunate for all of us, I think.
I find him at least viscerally amusing.
So I suppose the question is are you asking the head of the head of Hecata to go into a torpor in order to regain the memories for you?
You would need to nominate a successor, but yes.
Yes, I would. And the only one that I can think of to nominate is aziwas Amdi. He is the eldest, besides myself.
Is that wise?
No. It is why I bring it up.
Why not nominate someone in temporary, knowing full well that it would be temporary?
Well,
Someone you can actually trust.
I have heard that Lucius Giovanni is gathering a significant amount of Hecata, and some have been invited to some sort of party being held by Urbano Pisanob. As much as I believe that you are asking in good faith, Mr. Giovanni, I cannot in good conscience nominate any of you because I believe all of you have been invited to this party. And as head of the clan Hecata, before I go into torpor, if I go into torpor, I would require all of you to attend to find out exactly what our enemy is planning and what his numbers are.
It should be one of the Rosselinis.
Why? Minerva Rossellini is not as old as aziwas Amdi, nor does she have his particular gifts of premonition.
Nor is she so disposed to levying that vision on people who don't wish to hear it.
Mr. Duncern, are you lodging complaint against the head of the Samdi?
Nothing we don't already know.
No, please enlighten me.
I don't think you need a political advisor in me, but if you are asking in earnest, he sees too much.
And you believe that it will not benefit us against Lucius in this particular moment in time of our family's
It
history.
certainly will.
Then I don't think I understand your objection to him being head of the Hecata while I am in torpor.
Then at your greater wisdom, I shall remain silent.
I am simply asking you to clarify. Can any of you clarify why Edgar would not want Aqua Samdi, the eldest amongst us, to be head of Clan Hecata? In interim.
I cannot. And she's going to look to Edgar as she says that.
I would not speak on it. But speaking of political advisors, Elsie, I have been offered the position of Hecata representative to the Camarilla, so the promise may be renewed.
Well, Freya showed me something called a mem that said, finally some good food, and that's exactly what I think of when you say something like that to me.
I do not have an exact date for when this will be finalized, but I am trying to act in this position as it has been offered.
Have you had many dealings with the Prince of Berlin? Is there a reason he offered it to you and not to perhaps Mr. Giovanni, who I know is far more influential in the Camarilla than a Nagaraja? That is meant no offense, it is simply a fact.
Yes.
Can you make me a composure subterfuge roll?
No.
Can you try?
That's a messy crit.
Yes. All right.
So 4, 5, 6 success.
So we are all going to witness Adelaide launch into a most passionate, let's call it a decrying of Kasim. We're going to listen to Adelaide talk to Elsie about how he is so easily manipulated. He is positively the worst prince that Berlin has ever seen, and that she can make her position, elevate the Hecata higher than they've ever been in any court, in any Camarilla court in the world, because he is the most pliable, effete, useless prince there ever was. All of you are going to witness this.
I would be also slipped in about him having come from the Nagaraja.
Yeah.
So there's a connection there as well.
Mm-hmm. And she's really convincing. All of you are actually now maybe wondering if Adelaide is actually using Kasim.
I have a question.
Yes,
Or
Imogen.
rather, I would like to do something.
Yes, Imogen.
Could I activate heightened senses and either out of the corner of my eye or listening for people who could be eavesdropping on this conversation, who could hear this, essentially?
Yeah, sure. You can make me a wits and awareness and add your Dawson aspects. Well, that is wonderful news. A weak prince is always a boon to Clan Hecata, because then it is much easier for us to stake our own claim. And as I'm sure, I believe you and I discussed at one time, Edgar, is that our perfect vision of Berlin would have no Camarilla in it. And that is a wonderful stepping stone to ensuring that perhaps the Camarilla will indeed fall in Berlin, and it will be reclaimed by the Clan Hecata.
As it should always have been.
I am in agreement with you, Edgar. So, Adelaide, you have our full blessing. Do let us know when this peace treaty will be signed. I would be very happy to have as many of Clan Hecata represented there as possible. One from every bloodline at the very least.
Hamish Milliner also tried to throw his appointment
That
as
is...
facility.
Yes, we should speak of Hamish Milliner. Your role, Imogen.
9 on a crit.
9 on a crit. You think that all of your fellow Bahari have their fannies up in the air and are pressing themselves against any possible free space and listening to this entire conversation.
Sick. All right. Tuck that away for later.
Yeah.
With that scathing report,
I did not consider it scathing. I consider it a great boon to the family.
of course. Perhaps there's perhaps my language barrier is showing. What would you like us to accomplish at this meeting with Urbano Bishano?
If it's not obvious, the schism in the Hecata needs to be squashed as quickly as possible. I understand the Shadowbane is the root cause of all of these problems. But unfortunately, I suppose we need the knowledge locked inside my gray matter to be unlocked in order to learn more about it, I suppose. And that I can do. But while I am in torpor, and Akua sits my seat temporarily, I would like you to go to Lucius's event, or Urbano Pisanob's event. I would like you to determine for me exactly their numbers, exactly their strength. And if at all possible, I sanction, especially with the Pope going with you, I sanction, if you find the opportunity, the open slaying of anyone who refuses to return to the fold.
Understood.
It will be done.
But of course, that is not saying for you to go in guns a-blazing. Do not attempt to fight them on their ground. Never, ever fight the enemy on their turf.
No. Wait until they're... What did your journal say? Their boats are in the deepest cut of the fjord.
It does sound like something I would write. Let me be clear. My cousins and my nieces. I wish for a united Hecata. I laid down my sword on the promise of a united Hecata. I do not wish to start lopping off heads again. It is my grand way of saying that if you find ones who are unhappy in their lot, especially those amongst, say, the Putanesca, the Pisanopes, or the Milliners, whose heads threw their lot in with Lucius and they were left with no choice to return to us, if you find them, encourage them. They will be safe amongst us. We are family.
Yes, we are.
Agreed.
And especially these new ones I hear about. New members of Hecata coming from across the ocean. We called it the New World once. They are arriving in droves.
Yes. There are 2 Duncern among them.
I have heard only one Duncern. And an Ian Duncern.
They are my mother's children. They are Duncerns by blood.
Unfortunately, as you and all of us know, it is the blood we are embraced with that tends to matter most.
To some.
To most.
To most.
Is there anything else that I can be of assistance to my most prolific coterie amongst the Hecata? The only one, really.
There is the matter of... I believe we've discussed about it a little bit before I looked over Nicola, but I would like to request...
The ritual. The ceremony.
Yes.
Yes. When you and Adelaide come to help me deal with Nicola, whether you must put him out of his misery or not, I would be happy to show you the ceremony to enter into the Shadowlands.
I appreciate it very much.
Of course. Anything else before I go to ground, I suppose?
Not until you return, Elsie.
Imogen?
Nothing from me.
Mr. Giovanni?
No, you'll see.
Mr. Waite?
There is still the outstanding matter of you asked us to present you with a child in a certain amount of time.
That is true. I suppose what I am waiting for is your report from Lucius of what his numbers are, because then that decree will increase for everyone.
That answers my question.
I wish you all a pleasant rest of your evening.
You as well.
May your memories not sweep you away.
As she leaves, if there's anything you'd like to say to each other, say it now before something happens.
Well, it seems like we have a lot on our plate now. Dinner already, though. Adelaide.
Adelaide has been looking at the ground, and her eyes just snap up to Maria's.
Thank you for offering to help me with Nicola.
One way or the other, yes.
Agreed.
What are you lying? Adelaide, I thought you don't lie.
Where's Nicola?
Well, if he was still in the same area that I left him at, it would be in the cells at the Asher Estate? The Asher Estate. Mausoleum. I could lead us there.
Is it nearby or do we need to take the car? I will drive.
Understood.
Well,
And before we leave entirely is going to like double check Imogen. But once again, Adelaide's not the one to like provide emotional support. So this is gonna be real awkward, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I think Imogen looks lighter. She looks like she also has a look of determination, as if she's formulating plans. I'm fine. Though I do need to speak with Hannah and Philippa.
Yes. I think that would be a good plan.
But is going to brush by Tullio and place a hand on his shoulder.
Tullio is not hopeless. Even if he feels that way right now.
I'll just touch her hand before she leaves.
There's an attempt at a smile, and it's just
Maria, the car.
Of course.
Imogen looks as though she's preparing to exit the garden to speak with Hannah and Philippa, and she says, if either of you would like to join me, that's perfectly fine. Tullio, I need to speak with you after I'm done with Hannah and Philippa.
I'll be nearby.
Thank you, my love. And if no one stops her, she'll exit.
I think Edgar will just look Tullio up and down. I meant what I said about picking a side. I couldn't blame you if you decided to go to him.
Lucius wanted me. Wanted anyone who has children to unite the Hecata. More and more, Edgar, I'm seeing that this family is beyond that. So count me as your enemy as if you must. But even you, you have your schemes. You try to use your coterie like pawns. You position yourself. Position all of us that it betters you. And then other nights, it's like you're not you. It's as if you fall into this deep depression and feel just as I feel, see things as I see them. So who do I talk to tonight, Edgar? The god, the lonely man, the businessman, my brother. Which face do I have the pleasure of addressing tonight?
Regardless of what part I have to play, I am always your brother, Tullio. You and I are the only two who survived Olivia. That is a bond that can never be taken from us. I'd be a liar if I said I hadn't considered joining Lucius. Truly. If your loving, soon-to-be wife would have split the Lamia, I would have. Tullio, we have to play the games we can win.
More and more, there are games we can't, Edgar. Even now, like,
There's every game we can win. We have time. We have time.
We don't, Edgar.
For the Shadowbane, of course.
Shadowbane threatens the city now.
Of course. And that I could not agree with you more. But the other problems that we have, however imminent the schism of our family is, we have time. It's just knowing how to use it.
As you say that, Tullio, you're speaking with your brother, and he's speaking clearly and with a clear head, seems to be at the very least. And then you watch him start to fall forward. And he sort of loses his balance, it's like someone rolls up the floor underneath him, and he falls forward into your arms, and it looks like he's fallen asleep or passed out or something, as you sort of catch him as he falls forward. And Edgar, you fall back into this dream state with Aelin. You're there in the hammock again, and flash back, and you're in Tullio's arms. You're looking up at your brother, but you feel this strange sensation against your hand. It's not your brother's arm or shoulder or the fabric of his clothes that you're hanging onto. You feel it's softer than that. It's like you're holding flesh or pressing against flesh. And you hear Aelin's voice in your ear. Do you think they will have red hair like yours, Edgar? And you come back to yourself here in the Visor Garden.
Forgive me, I'm not quite myself. But maybe more myself.
What is happening, Edgar?
Fairly certain Louisa cursed me earlier.
That's another thing entirely. I think that you're a fool for... But you don't need my relationship advice, I suppose.
Oh, I think I might. But that's... Listen. There's... I wish I could make you understand Aelin and I's bond. It is love, of course. But there is a certain degree that it does feel masturbatory. We are one being, and Louisa is a diversion.
Do you think she would approve?
I wanted to kill her that first night. I just... Doesn't the blood ever hit you like that? where hate and blood and the bite is all one reflex, and before you know it, you're fang deep, as it were. It's never happened to you before.
Once.
It's complicated.
She's going to kill you, Edgar. That's not complicated.
Someone surely is.
I would hope it would be someone closer to you.
I almost had hoped it'd be a stranger, you know. But I don't think I'll have the pleasure.
Carrying on as you will, it'll likely be Adelaide.
And that seems like a perfect place to end our episode. Episode 4, Shadow of Burden, for this evening. Thank you, family.